Red Sox insider Rob Bradford is brought to you by McFarland Energy, the home oil and HVAC company that Greater Boston, the North Shore, and all of Cape Cod depend on. See McFarlandEnergy.com for more. Also brought to you by Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh. And he is not joining us on the Harbor One hotline because Bradfo has arrived in studio.
Yeah, man. I got gifts for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I gave you T-shirts.
Oh.
Yeah, baseballs and boring T-shirts.
Oh.
Because it's a big day, Greg.
Uh-huh.
It's a big day. I woke up screaming McFarland. My wife said, "What's going on?" I said, first words out of my mouth this morning have to be McFarland.
McFarland. Do you have a shirt for Curtis? Or
he has one. He already has one.
Oh, he has one.
Yeah.
I've been wearing it around Southie.
I gotta say, soft material.
Oh
for these
my
swing
goodness,
juice
they are
shirts.
so good. Yeah. So
Very nice.
That's like the big leaguers wear this.
Yeah.
Your entire team should be wearing. Your entire football team. They should understand what's what, Wiggy.
Send us some and we'll wear it.
Oh,
if it's free, send us two.
Believe me, this is one thing I understood with the multi-million-dollar athletes.
Yep.
They love free T-shirts. But I woke up. Today is my 15th anniversary of working here.
Really?
Today,
yeah.
15 years.
Yeah, I know, like, you're the OG. I mean, like...
Well, not here.
Not at
I've
EI,
I've only been here for 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only person...
It seems like 15, quite frankly. But, yeah.
15 years, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Brad, you've seen a lot, Bradfo.
Sure.
You've seen a lot. You've seen a lot.
Yeah, but it's a pleasure to be here with you guys. And, it's
well,
good
listen,
times.
I mean, exciting end of that game last night, obviously, and the Red Sox get a win, and they needed to get a win against the team that they should beat.
A tornado warning has been issued for Middlesex County and Worcester County, effective until 9:43 a.m.
Series, but it's right in front of you. Like, you knew what was at stake here. You could either take over the postseason and be in a great spot, or continue to hang on the cliff and end up where they ended up. To me, this was always a race against time with these guys coming back. And you knew that coming in because of that series, because you were playing the team that was right in front of you, that you should have put your best foot forward. But instead, 27 innings, 20 of them were by relievers. Those relievers gave up 24 runs and 30 hits and 14 walks. That usually isn't going to lead to wins. And I'm not saying, like, they didn't hit either, but still, I didn't like the way that, you don't get anything at the deadline to help you immediately in early August, which I think this year is important. And now it's an uphill battle despite the great Pablo Reyes.
What is going on with Alex Verdugo?
I mean, I think that he has shown immaturity, like, at bad times. I mean, this was the worst time. He already was benched in Cleveland, and Alex Cora, as he said, is doing his best to get the most out of this guy. I don't think he's a bad guy, but you cannot, and I believe Ian Brown's report about him showing up late, and late is, people say, oh, well, you were 2 hours before. Well, guys show up 4.5 hours. This is what happens in baseball. And so you cannot show up late, especially with the biggest game of the year. This can't happen. And so it shows an immaturity, and that's the problem, is that we're sitting there and we want to say, oh, look at what you got for Mookie Betts. Great job. And, yeah, in a perfect world, the way that it was going earlier in the year, sure. Verdugo, possible all-star. Connor Wong, really good. But then you have this step back, and by the way, you need this guy. I mean, you need him to do anything, to be good, and that's the problem.
We were talking about yesterday when it comes to the players and Alex Cora, whether or not we have a similar thing going on that I think everybody felt like happened last season, where they did nothing at the deadline, and then guys were frustrated by that and mailed it in for a couple of weeks. Do you feel like that's going on there?
I don't think it's mailing in. I don't think it helps. I do think that in this case, it was a matter of you didn't get guys that you needed. Before, their Augusts have been bad. Last 2 August, 12 and 16, both August. And 2 years ago, when you're sitting there for the first 12 days of August and Kyle Schwarber isn't playing and the two relievers that you have didn't win a game in any of the games they pitched. The first 12 games, you could do that because you were 19 games over 500. They knew coming in that wasn't an option, and I certainly don't think it helped matters, that whether it was mindset or whether it was on the field in terms of just personnel, that you didn't do anything because you needed to put your best foot forward right out of the gate this year in August.
May I just interrupt you for a moment?
Yes.
Because baseball isn't boring and neither is the weather. Are we being interrupted because there is a tornado warning?
Yes, for Middlesex County, the EAS. You didn't hear it; we heard it here. But we broadcast a EAS test. It wasn't a test; it was a warning of a potential tornado in Middlesex County. So, if you're in that area, I would seek shelter.
Jeez, is that the first time that freaking EAS thing has ever been used for a legit possible emergency?
In my 10 years in the morning, I had never heard
of
it.
Oh, 4th of July, there was one.
There was?
Yeah, it was all over the place. Down the half shell. Yeah, it worked fine.
That's happened to me 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
It's crazy.
All right, so it's for Middlesex County between now and when?
Till 9:30.
Till 9:30, so like 20 minutes.
Yes.
All right, so just be aware of that.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
And
Get to the basement.
Is that what you're supposed to do, Wiggy?
Get to the basement or get in the tub.
In the tub?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Midwest thing, but they say get to the basement and get to the tub. If you don't have...
I think that's your thing, really, is you go to the hot tub at all times and sit on
always.
a jet. I don't
Safest
know.
place around.
I don't think the advice of the experts is go sit on a jet in a hot tub.
Wiggy's the big winner. He's in the hot tub 50% of the time anyway.
What if your tub is on the 3rd floor? That doesn't sound to me like great advice.
Then
be careful what you're instructing people to do.
Well, you gonna want to get to the tub if you don't have a basement.
If the tornado hits your house, it's going to be you sitting up there in the tub.
Yeah.
Well, when you
Get into the
land,
basement.
guess what? When you land, you'll be in a tub.
That does not make me feel any better. Hey, can I just give Bradfo a follow-up, though, because you saying that they're not mailing it in, it was concerning to hear Verdugo kind of talk about, 7 weeks left of the season. He said it like 3 times in one answer.
Yeah, and you could take it 2 different ways. Number one, you could say, well, he's saying we have 7 weeks to make the postseason, or I think along the lines of what you're talking about, which is I'm out of here in 7 weeks. The whole thing was just a terrible, terrible look. And to come back to your question about the trade deadline, it is what it is. That clubhouse was not happy that it didn't get anyone. That's a fact. Now, is that an excuse? No, but it comes back to this year more than any other year that they've had. They had, number one, they had a better opportunity than they did last year, and they had more desperation than they had 2 years ago. You had to be better out of the gate in August, no matter how you did it out of the trade deadline, and that hasn't been the case except for last night.
Chris Sale will pitch on Friday night.
Yes, yeah, Curtis's favorite guy.
Well, I mean, the whole clubhouse seems thrilled that he's coming back. They don't seem to be doing nothing.
Have you heard anything to the contrary? It's almost like...
Why would anybody say they're unhappy about his return to you?
Well, exactly.
Right.
That's all I was saying. You're like, you told me that that I was not telling the truth when he said that these guys just like wanted Chris Sale to come back.
Well, you're a reporter. You don't just regurgitate what people say. You probably want to give an opinion if you don't agree with what they're saying.
No, I did, Curtis. I said you might very well be accurate, and the people who are saying that he might not hold up be accurate. Go back to the tape. I said that. What you said was the dumbest thing of all time, which was, hey, everybody. It's like if I said to you, hey, Greg Hill is saying that you're the dumbest human being of all time, Chris Curtis, even though I had never talked to Greg Hill. I mean, it was so stupid.
Wait, who's dumb right now? What are you talking about? I said that
nobody actually... I'm going to tell you what the players are thinking about Chris Sale because I think this is what the players are thinking about Chris Sale.
Rob, it's very simple. Nobody on the face of the earth thinks Chris Sale is going to be healthy the remainder of the season.
Except a lot of people in that clubhouse.
Right, and you agree with me then that you don't agree with them, right? You don't think he's going to be healthy the rest of the season.
He has absolutely lost the benefit of the doubt in my mind to say he's actually going to be a guy who's going to go stem to stern to the rest of the season. But that's not what the conversation was when you brought it up.
Of course it was.
Well, you can say of course it was, but that's not what you said.
I don't believe Chris Sale is going to be healthy.
That's fair, as I said
don't
before.
believe the people telling you that actually we believed it. That's
again,
my point.
like how would you know,
Curtis?
Right,
What is?
we don't know anything. That's why I said I didn't believe it.
Well, I'm looking at them. I'm actually engaging with these people and asking them this question.
Oh my
You're
God,
like,
I don't know what it's like to have a
no.
conversation with someone.
No. Like I said, like if you went and talked, and if I said to Greg, said, hey, you know what, Greg's saying this about you, and you said, oh, well, you didn't talk to Greg, and you're right. You didn't talk to Greg.
I have no idea. That's the worst analogy I've ever heard.
Well,
I don't even understand what you're talking
Curtis,
about.
currently, what is the mood in the weather chat room amongst your other meteorologists about the tornado?
Well,
about whether
the tornado is real here, and what's going to happen is that these are going to be more and more normal as the climate changes around us. So I would purchase a tornado bunker today.
In the interest of being factual, I think it's also Worcester County. So just so that we're performing service, Middlesex and Worcester County.
Do we really work on facts here, though?
Sometimes we try to. All right, so and Story's back.
He is back.
He's back.
Yeah, barring a tornado. Yes, he's back. Yeah, yeah. So there you go. Everything's looking up. Everything's looking up.
What are the players saying about Trevor's Story?
They like him too. Well, I don't know.
But, I mean, should they not recover from this past weekend, which is really just, I mean, it's in my mind, it's devastating. You're 5 games out, and so you finish. Let's say they finish in last place.
Not good.
That's 3 of 4 years.
Yeah, and I think
that a Heim Bloom team has is his job at all in jeopardy?
I mean, people ask that question about, what do you make of his future, of Cora's future? And I honestly think it's exactly what you said. I think we have to wait this out because if we get to the end of the month, because remember what happened with the 2019 Red Sox, and I'm not saying it's exactly the same. Dombrowski was canned after everything fell apart after the trade deadline. This could turn and they could go on a run and we could say, oh my goodness, I can't believe
go on a run?
Well, yeah.
What indicates they're going to
isn't this a story of this year? Every time we say, there's no chance, they rattle off 8 in a row. Okay. So, I mean, there's still a chance, and they could do that, and then we'd say, great job of getting Pablo Reyes and everybody else, and what timing. But if it goes the other way, which it very well could, and it certainly was trending that way up until last night, then there's going to be much tougher conversations than I think we ever thought when it came to the management of this team.
Yeah. All right, Bradfo.
All right.
Great to see you. Thanks for coming.
Oh, man.
Thanks for the t-shirts.
Great to see you all.
Appreciate you're in here.
Shirt.
Yeah, well.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll show the shirt on. Can you buy these? Or
yes, at swingjuice.com.
Okay.
Yeah, or...
Right.
Yeah,
there it is.
Man,
Baseball isn't boring.
All the big leaguers are wearing it.
Isn't
And now,
boring.
more importantly, you guys are wearing them.
Makes
so.
your arms look big,
Your triceps will never look bigger, Wiggy.
I appreciate that.
I heard you guys talk. This is a quick aside because I listened to your show from stem to stern.
Oh, thank you.
So you're talking about Beyonce in the toilet?
Yes.
Okay, it begged my favorite question: the most famous person's bathroom you ever used?
Ernie Bach Jr. Unbelievable toilet.
That's Greg. I think that you have a good one, Greg.
Jeez, it would. I think it would have to be maybe Matt Lights.
Really?
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, I don't. I mean,
It shows a commitment to being at their house, though.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Wiggy, you.
Tom Brady. Come on.
No. Who the hell's house was I at?
You probably have a good one.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh,
wow.
What?
I was not expecting that.
That came
was
out
that
of
one on a
left
boat?
field.
You used the bathroom of Sugar Ray Leonard?
Yeah. I used to be teammates with Rodney Pete.
Yeah.
And he's married.
Did you potpourri after?
Well, no, I didn't have to go number 2. Okay. Unless he had a bidet, then I would have definitely took it up.
Did you put the seat up?
I always put the seat up.
That's not what Mrs. Wiggins said.
No.
On this show.
I always put the
Mrs.
seat.
Wiggins on this show said you're not a toilet seat putter-upper.
Yeah.
No. What she said.
You let it mellow.
No, what she said is I let it mellow, true, and sometimes I'll leave a little raindrops
Yeah.
on, but not on the toilet seat.
Can we stick with Sugar Ray Leonard?
Because I always lift the toilet seat up and I always put it down just in case she goes to the bathroom at night. But sometimes I'll miss the toilet. Let's just say that.
Did Sugar Ray Leonard know that you used his bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
So I had Rodney Pete and I were teammates, and he was obviously married to Holly Robinson Pete, and she always did like this this party every year for I forget what her dad had. It was like Parkinson's or something like that. So when I'd go out to L.A., they would be at different people's houses. And one year it was at Sugar Ray Leonard's house. And so, I used the restroom there. I met Eddie Murphy there. Sam Jackson.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Look at you.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, I wouldn't ask the question.
Eddie didn't want to really kind of talk, though, as much.
No.
Curtis, have you used the famous person's
I
bathroom?
have. John Dennis.
Okay. Shine?
Tony Danza.
Oh,
Wow.
That's a great one,
Pretty
too.
good.
I was like
what were you doing
5.
at Tony Danza's house?
He's like a friend of extended family.
What?
Yeah. I was like 5.
Was he having a barbecue or something? Or
Yeah,
were you just there watching old Who's the Boss episodes? Like, what was
I wish. No, we were visiting family, and then we went to his place in. It was like I think it was in New York or something. He had a place in New York, and we went in, and I used the bathroom. I was like a 5-year-old. Yeah.
Corey, do you want to stick with Ernie Bach Jr.? Or you,
Yeah,
I see
I'm
you
gonna stick with Ernie Bach
mulling,
Jr.
mulling. All right.
No,
all right.
I don't.
All right.
No.
Well,
Going down.
Yeah, wait a second.
yeah.
No.
What about Pat Connaughton? You never used
Sure.
the bathroom? You
Yeah.
probably didn't want to go in front of him.
Oh no.
Are you one of those?
I mean, early on in a relationship, I think that all
You
girls
shouldn't have to have the
be.
door
Right.
open,
What do
Greg.
you-
I mean, it's like.
Eh,
how
but-
long do you wait before you go number 2 in front of a guy?
I mean, I'm never
Yes.
gonna do that in front of him.
no, not in front. I mean, like that you acknowledge it.
That he knows.
Marriage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Keep
So
going,
wait, hold
Courtney.
on
Don't
a
let-
second.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not-
15,
crazy
20 years
psycho.
Yeah, I'm-
so you never
I'm not like a potty talker.
There you go.
Ever.
That's smart. Men
Never
don't
have
like that.
been. Never will be.
Good girl,
My
Courtney.
mom's not
Men
either.
don't like that. That's a turnoff for a
Yeah.
man.
What are you talking
Oh,
about?
Tyra Banks
Everybody
was the worst.
does it. Like-
no, not that we don't. We know that everybody does it, but we don't want to hear you talk about it, especially if you're a female. No, and we're in an intimate relationship with you. No.
Oh,
Yeah.
you waited until you were married till you acknowledged doing number 2 to something.
Yeah, like I have a stomach ache. Yeah, I never did that before, ever.
What
ever.
would you do if you were like you guys were on vacation, like staying in a hotel?
Oh, I have to shower. Put the shower on.
Turn it on, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you turn the shower
Steam
on.
it up.
Oh yeah.
So you lie. You started your relationship with a lie.
No, it just I think some things are better left unsaid.
Yeah.
Smart girl.
But yeah, no,
unheard.
I like. I'm gonna keep my toilet use with higher ups to mom.
Oh, Bradford, you asked
Pack
us the
on,
question.
we'll go
Yeah, I got a good one.
Can you answer your own
I
question?
got a good one. Yeah, Moby,
The
Moby,
singer?
really?
the singer.
Wow.
What were
That's
you
the
doing?
bald
What
headed
were you
dude,
doing?
It's
right?
a very long
Were
story.
you at a rave or something?
No,
Like, what were you doing at
I was
Moby's
no,
house?
I was doing a book on basically like healthy lifestyles and running and so through my brother, he knew Moby somehow. So I drove to New York, knocked on his door. Moby answers the door, and you go a 4-hour drive to New York. Sorry, I'm not stopping in the rest area.
Right.
But yeah, and so hey Moby, can I use your bathroom?
Wow.
Yeah.
As soon as you got there, or did you wait?
As soon as I got there, first impressions are everything, man.
I mean,
He's been in there kind of long.
Yeah, it's a good question, though. I think it's a good. See, I mean, I would have never known that Shime knew Tony Danza.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Very close in
There you
person.
go.
What are you like lactose intolerant? Like you had to go as soon as you got to Moby's house?
What, you have to be. You ever drive to New York for 4 hours? I don't have to be lactose intolerant to go to the bathroom.
All right, all right.
I think that you have to have a better answer than yours.
I really don't. I think it's.
Not like Gronk,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Edelman.
No, I've been.
Oh yeah, the greatest tight end of all time. Oh yeah.
There's no singer?
I'm a weird thing about Gronk going to his house one time that I probably shouldn't share on the air. I'll probably get mad about it.
I'm guessing you shouldn't.
Gone this far.
I think you've told me, and I think that should stay off
Have I
air.
told you
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
I would think there'd be a singer.
Yes.
Yeah, like somebody.
Like Sully from Godsmack.
Well, I don't know.
I probably used his bathroom.
I hung out on P. Diddy's tour bus, so I figured you would.
Was
maybe-
P Diddy there? Or
Yeah, he was there.
just-
Oh, that's cool.
okay.
Yeah. Me, P. Diddy, and Paul Pierce.
Did you use
At,
the restroom? Did you use the restroom on the bus?
No. At
Yeah, that's the ultimate commitment
used
of
to
using
be
one of those.
It used to be. It was the Bahama Beach Club when I was really young, and then it was what the hell was the name of the club? Right in Saugus, Malden,
The Palace?
The Palace, yes, yes,
That's a good spot.
Yes,
And then I think later it was the Officers Club, if I remember correctly.
yes, the Palace.
All right, Bradford,
All
great
right,
to see you.
all right,
Thank
all right,
you.
see you.